Well, good morning. Job this morning, Sunday morning, on the banks of 10 Mile Bank, and I'm going to have a go on the slider. Absolute lovely conditions for it. Wind's supposed to pick up a little bit later, but hopefully that'll be sort of off me back a little bit. Fishing probably about sort of half hour or so. Picking up odd roach, not big roach. The float's going under. At the moment, all I'm doing is just fishing a single maggot, laid on about sort of 6-8 inches, I suppose. Started off by putting out 6 balls of ground bait, packed with caster, straight to the bottom, rock hard balls, and I'm fishing about a third the way out, so not fishing far, just off the drop off, and getting plenty of bites. I've actually set 2 rods up today. Look at that beautiful roach. Set 2 rods up today. One for fishing laying on and one for fishing dead depth. So the one I'm fishing at the moment is CR10 14 foot number 2. CS8 6-pound line. Got 018 Colmic King, and that's a Silverlight float like I used the other day from Bennick Sports, and that's a 8 gram float, 3 gram of loading. No, 3 gram of loading, 8 gram float, so I've got 7 gram Olivet. Got a few stots there to act as a boom. Little bead that goes to me stop knots. Quick change with a couple of number 9s, and that's 011 Accu Power down to a size 16 hook. And the other rod is the 14 foot number 1, again CS8 6-pound line. This time it's 8 gram, but it's got 2 gram of loaded, which is the Exner Carbon Magic Slider. So I've got a 6 gram Olivet with runner number 8s down the line, again to act as a boom. Quick change with 3 9s, and that's an 010 Accu Power down to an 18. So both very, very similar setups. It's just the depth that varies and the size of the hook and the hook length. So I started off by putting 6 balls out, sort of that sort of size, packed with caster, rock hard straight to the bottom. Mixed that up yesterday. So I mixed it up yesterday. That is Bait Tech Pro Natural Dark. That's a bag of that, and that's half a bag of Bait Tech Pro Natural Bream Dark, and I also soaked some crushed hemp, and I added that to the mix as well, along with a pint of brown crumb. What I did with the crushed hemp, probably about a quarter of a pint, poured some boiling water on it, left it overnight. When I got to the bank this morning, duffed it in there and blitzed it through. Absolutely perfect. Every bit of it will sink, none of it's going to float away. So that's the mix. Hook bait front is as simple does. I've got a few casters left, probably about not even a quarter of a pint. And I've got some maggots that I've took out of the fridge this morning, so they're still quite dormant. So basically they're dead maggots till they come round. Get rid of that. So like I say, I'm starting using the one which is laying on. Let's try a double maggot. So there's been a lot of roach about lately. let's just see. Nice. I mean, last week when I came out, all I had was skimmers, save of 2 roach. There's a lot of roach about at the moment. Sort of people that are coming down fishing the seed or fishing the wheat, the tares. They're catching nice nets of fish on the whip. With daylight today, just love fishing the slider. I'm in an area, I mean, it's called the 190s, the old pegging. These were the 190s. I think there is an old peg number still up there, which I think is about 195. Park behind your peg, straight out the back of the motor, straight down onto the peg. Lovely roach. Beautiful fish. Now's the time to catch roach in the old ooze system. This is the time when they start to move, start to shoal up, ready for the winter. And this has always been a half decent area in the winter anyway. It's been fishing quite well of late, and like I say, with the what's been happening with the wind, it's ideal. Blowing off your back here, just off your side. It's perfect. So you got the old motor behind, look, and that's it. Lovely peg. Like I say, it's ideal today. You do get the odd lure angler come over the other side, but you don't get bothered with anybody. A few rowers are always about on a Sunday morning. I do notice as well, if I'm getting 1 or 2 better roach, I've done in the 1 or 2 sessions previous, if the size does drop off, then that's the time to put a little bit more ground bait in. Not a lot, only a couple of balls, but I see to nail them back down. So just sink the line, just speed the line out till the old float hits the step knot. Just like that. Just like that. Hopefully, won't be long before we get a bite. So, the 6 balls I put in, I'll put 2 dead in front, and I'll put 4 a little bit to the left. I mean, it's dead still at the moment, so if it does decide to move, say we had a fair drop of rain, so if it does decide to move, and it's there, oh, we ain't going to swing that one, we'll net that one. Oh, absolutely beautiful, Bernard, absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Lovely fish. In a bad way to start the morning, not a bad way at all. See if we can get a few more. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Beautiful. Beautiful roach. Look at that beautiful fish. Actually had that on the caster. Fishing, just thought I topped up about 10-15 minutes ago. I'd had 1 or 2 roach on the caster. It looks as though the river's starting to possibly move a little tiny bit. on the surface anyway. Just had one small skimmer and all the rest have been roach. Beautiful fish, cracking fishing, really is. Lovely way to spend a Sunday morning on the bank. On the caster, Ian, on the caster. Double caster, size 16. Be able to see. So it's lovely morning. Sun's trying to come out, it's gone behind that cloud, just nice. Beautiful Bernard, beautiful. And that's what it's all about. Gorgeous.
No, out.
A little bit bigger. Beautiful. Beautiful fish. River's just starting to move now. So cast direct in front. What we want to do now is, now that's moving, is run down over the top of the ground bait. Dee, dee, dee. Well, that's the plan. Stan. Proper nailing it. Double caster. Double caster. So I had them two balls straight in front. When I topped up, I put one straight in front and one a little bit to the left. It's just starting to inch through a little tiny bit. And somewhere around about there, we may well get a bite. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful roach. Beautiful roach. We're still on the laying on rig. That's tripping through. I'm still fishing double caster. Been catching roach like that. Absolutely love it. On my own, nobody along here that I've seen anyway. cup of coffee, couple of biscuits. Oh, oh. Happy days. Bump that one. You've got to be afraid to punch that slider out there and just feather it as it's about to hit the water. So them two number 9 shot are just cocked down on the bottom now. Little indication. It's a small one. Obviously ran a little bit too far past the feed there. And better roach a line right over the top of the ground bait. Literally right over it. We've always said along here when the flow stops, the bite stops. Well, the flow picked up and the bite stopped. So it had a little bit of an adverse effect today. So I'm having to chop and change bits and pieces to keep 1 or 2 bites coming. I'm actually just fishing a single maggot now. Just getting a bite every now and again. But I've got to say it's been a beautiful morning, it really has. Just top up with a ball every now and again. See if we can tie some back on. Just running through, to say, every now and again, the float will just slowly disappear and get a fish. Beautiful roach. Look at that. Absolute stunning fish. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. So just on single maggot, size 16. 011. He was catching on the caster before. Can't seem to get a touch on it, mate. Probably fishing about 3 inches over now. I've tried the other rod, sort of just tripping bottom and a foot off bottom and can't get a bite. So just inching that with that flow is just inching that along the bottom. So this is the most sort of run of fish I've had, sort of last sort of half hour, 40 minutes has been very, very slow. Nice bit of current burn. Well, it's been a lovely few hours. Had a couple of small skimmers, but it's all been roach. So I've had a few lulls in the proceedings. Other than that, it's been absolutely brilliant. Nice to see that float just slowly go down the river. And Rodney Roach. So since the wind sort of got up a little bit, and I think the flow's eased off, but the wind's pushing the top layer through, so the bites have eased. But every now and again you get one. Missed that one. Absolutely, like I say, the clouds come back over, sort of blotted the sun out, which is which helps a bit because the sun along here can definitely kill it without a breeze. Like I say, that flow's eased now. You can tell the flow's eased where I've just cast there. The wind's just inching it through a little tiny bit. It's just enough to lay that little bit of line on the bottom and not drag under too much. So all through the session I've probably topped up about 4 times with couple sort of jappers each time. One dead in front, like I said before, one dead in front and one slightly downstream. Reason being that if that flow did stop, then that bait's always in front of me. Little tiny indications now. They're really positive earlier, and sometimes now it's just a little tiny dip on the float, even though I've not got a lot of the float showing. Little tiny indication sort of takes the tip of the float right to the surface of the river. Sometimes that's all it is. And that is a beautiful fish to finish with. Beautiful roach to finish with. So we're going to get the fish out, take a quick photograph, and we'll see what we got. Well, there we go. Beautiful net, a 10 mile bank, red fins caught on the slider. A lot of them like peas in a pod. There's 1 or 2 better ones as well. It's been absolutely brilliant few hours. Caught on the caster, and I've also caught on the maggot. Brilliant. Put the net to dry, pack the gear away, head off home and go and have some dinner. I'll catch you next time on the bank. Oosh!